We've all seen the image, whether it's the original 19th century version called The Light of the World by the English artist William Holman Hunt, or the iconic Parson painting Jesus at the Door. The scene is unmistakable. Jesus Christ, standing at a door, hand raised, waiting. I want to begin by sharing the story behind these two paintings. Beyond the biblical imagery of Revelation, William Hunt's 1853 masterpiece was born from a personal spiritual awakening. Initially an agnostic, Hunt claimed he painted the piece under divine command, viewing the canvas as a record of his own conversion. He was obsessed with absolute truth. He famously spent months painting outdoors in the freezing night air by candlelight to capture the exact interplay of moonlight and shadow. His goal was to move away from idealized art and provide a sermon on canvas for the materialistic Victorian age. The most iconic detail, the door with no exterior handle, remains a powerful metaphor for the idea that the human heart can only be opened from the inside. In 1983, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints commissioned Parson to create a series of paintings including Jesus at the Door, to provide a consistent, strong, and masculine image of Christ for modern curriculum. Parson underwent a rigorous 5-month revision process, adjusting the Savior's features based on committee feedback to ensure that the portrait felt approachable yet powerful. However, the emotional depth of the work was fueled by a personal tragedy. In 1978, Parson lost his wife and daughter in a car accident. This loss fundamentally shifted his career. He moved away from gallery portraits to focus on religious art as a way to process his grief. For Parson, painting the Savior became a form of personal worship and a way to share the profound peace he found during his recovery. For years, the most talked about detail of both paintings has been the missing doorknob. We're told, and correctly, that it signifies the door to the heart can only be opened from the inside. We hold the handle and we hold the agency. But recently I realized something about the mechanics of a home that changes the entire weight of that metaphor. Think about the front door of your own home. In almost every house, entry doors are designed to swing inward. They don't push outward toward the visitor, they pull inward toward the resident. If the door to our heart is modeled after the doors of our home, then the act of opening the door is much more demanding than we usually admit. If you are standing right up against the door, guarding it, bracing it, or even just hovering anxiously behind it, you cannot open it. Because the door swings inward, you are literally in the way of the opening. To turn the knob and let Jesus Christ in, you have to take a step back. You have to retreat from the space you were occupying. This isn't just a metaphor for letting go. It's a physical requirement for allowing entry. You cannot hold your ground and open the door at the same time. You have to displace yourself to make room for the door to move. This stepping back is the beginning of humility. It's the moment we stop trying to be the only thing occupying the room. When we finally move out of the way and pull that door towards us, we aren't just letting a guest into the foyer. We are inviting the Savior into our personal territory. It is then, and only then, that he can actually enter. Once he is inside, the real work begins. He doesn't just stand there. He brings with him the cleansing power of his atoning sacrifice. But that power can't reach the corners of our lives if we are standing in the doorway, blocking the path with our pride or our insistence on staying put. The atonement is what brings the change, but our agency is what clears the floor. If you're wondering why you feel stuck or why the change you're seeking hasn't arrived, ask yourself, am I holding the handle but refusing to move out of the way of the door? Christ is knocking. He is waiting for you to turn the handle. But remember, to let him in, you have to be willing to take a step back.